When change hits, whether it's in your team, your goals, or your own role, it's easy to slip into reaction mode. You're moving fast, you're doing what you can, you're trying to hold it all together. But you can start to feel off center in that situation, like you're not quite leading in the way that you want to. Welcome back. I'm Kelly Stine, Gallup-Certified Strengths Coach and founder of the Lean Light Coach. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 3 signs that you might be stuck in reaction mode and how to shift back into intentional leadership. I also created a free 1-page activity sheet to help you pause and reset when you notice any of the signs that I'm about to share with you. It's linked right below this video in the video description. All right, let's get to it. The first sign of being stuck in reaction mode is that you're making decisions out of urgency and not alignment. This one shows up as saying yes just to get something off your plate, making a call without checking in on your values or purpose first, or moving fast just because you feel like something has to happen and not because whatever it is that you're doing is the next right step. Urgency is tricky to spot because it looks like action and it feels like production, but more often than not, it's totally misaligned, and eventually it creates actions that have to be cleaned up and therefore generates regret. The activity sheet I mentioned earlier starts off by asking you to name the actual challenge or change that you're facing. And the purpose of that prompt is to kind of force you to name what it is that you're facing so that you can interrupt that spin. Then it walks you through your natural response so you can name that. That way you can see how your immediate instinct is in fact helping you, because in some way, shape, or form it is. The follow-up question to that then is to name the blind spot, which helps you start to see what perspectives you might be missing by just charging ahead. To me, this lands a little bit like needing to change lanes on a highway. There's a big difference between just going for it and ripping the steering wheel versus pausing, actually checking your mirrors and making sure you signal before you go to change lanes. Okay, sign number 2 that you might be stuck in reaction mode is that you're siloing off instead of leaning on others. In this case, you might stop looping people in who need to be looped in. You might feel like you have to hold it all together all by yourself, or you might avoid asking for input or support because it's just one more thing you have to do. This usually comes from time pressure, but leadership isn't and can't be a solo gig. When you isolate yourself, you miss out on really important perspectives and shared ownership over whatever decision has to be made. The blind spot question specifically helps with this. It asks you, what might someone with a different approach notice that you're not seeing? This simple question can crack open the door for collaboration. You don't have to go talk to someone with that particular perspective. It is enough to sit and just think through how someone else might see the same situation. But, it's a really good idea to go seek that perspective out in a real person, if at all possible. And then sign number 3, you might be stuck in reaction mode, is that you're focused on putting out fires, but missing the bigger picture. This one feels like you're constantly reacting to problems, you're fixing symptoms, but not really root causes, and you're never having time to step back and ask, what are we really trying to do here? When you're in firefighting mode, everything feels and becomes urgent, and nothing feels meaningful. The activity sheet as a whole is designed to help you pause and really think through what your next step is, and then ends with an intentional question which is designed to help you take all of that great information and plug it into one aligned action step. The question specifically is, what is one small aligned action I can take today? Not just something to check off the list, but something that honors how you lead best and actually moves things forward in a meaningful way. So this activity is designed to put your doing back in alignment with who you are and what it is that you're out there to achieve. And if any of this hits close to home, don't worry. You're not the only one. I catch myself in reaction mode at least one time a week, if not more than that. This stuff shows up for every leader I've ever worked with, and it shows up for me pretty frequently. The goal here isn't to never react. It's to notice when you are reacting instead of responding and know how to come back to yourself. That's what this 1-page guide is for. So here are your next steps. Hop into the video description below, click the link, and download the activity sheet right now. And then share the activity sheet and maybe this video with a leader or a coach who might need a little reset too. And then finally, like and subscribe if this video gave you something to think about. And just remember, the next time you feel that frantic feeling of like, I just have to handle all of this right now by myself, now you know to pause. You know that you don't have to push harder. You actually just need to lead a little bit more intentionally. And it starts with 5 intentional minutes. See you next time.